Okay, let's talk about something that's on everyone's mind these days: digital security. Today, we're going to break down a super simple but really powerful guide to protecting yourself online. Because let's face it, so much of our lives happens on our screens, and knowing how to keep it safe, that's not just smart, it's absolutely essential. So let's get into it. So, the protocol we're looking at kicks off with a real sense of urgency. It starts with this phrase: in light of the current situation, which immediately tells you that, hey, we need to be paying extra attention right now. It sets a serious tone because when things are uncertain, our digital lives can become way more vulnerable. And that leads to the million-dollar question, right? In this kind of chaotic digital world, what can you actually do about it? How do you go from feeling a little exposed online to feeling like you're actually in the driver's seat of your own security? Well, here's the really good news. The answer isn't some crazy technical manual that only a computer whiz could understand. This advice is for absolutely everyone. We're talking about a few straightforward, totally doable precautions that anyone can take to build a much stronger wall around their digital life. So, we're going to walk through what we're calling the 5-step defense protocol. The best way to think about this is like it's your own personal toolkit for digital safety. 5 concrete actions you can take, like right after this, to make your online world a whole lot more secure. So, here's the game plan. First, we'll talk about walking down your location. Then, how to spot and avoid sketchy links. After that, we'll get into managing online discussions, doing a checkup on your privacy settings, and finally, the big one: keeping your devices up to date. Each step is a layer of protection. All right, let's dive into the first 2 steps. This is all about getting a handle on the data that's flowing in and out from your devices. You can think of this as your front door, the very first line of defense against things like tracking and malicious attacks. Step 1 is incredibly simple. Just go into your phone's settings and flip the switch on location services. So many apps are constantly pinging your location, a lot of the time for no good reason. By turning this off, you seriously shrink your digital footprint and take back control over who knows where you are. Now, you don't have to do this forever. The recommendation is to just try it for 2 or 3 days as a precautionary measure. You can always turn it back on when you actually need it, like when you're using your GPS to find your way somewhere. Okay, on to step 2, those dreaded suspicious links. We've all gotten them, right? In a weird email or a random text. And here's the thing you have to burn into your brain. It literally only takes one careless click for a scammer to get access to your accounts, your photos, your everything. And these threats are everywhere. They're popping up in your social media DMs, coming through on WhatsApp from numbers you don't recognize, landing in your email, or even just showing up as a simple text message. The rule of thumb is dead simple. If you don't know who sent it or it just feels off, don't click it. So beyond just managing your data, security is also about managing your public self. That's what steps 3 and 4 are all about: what you're saying out there and who you're sharing your personal info with. Step 3 is about maybe just taking a temporary break from really sensitive political debates on public forums. When tensions are high online, those conversations can be magnets for the wrong kind of attention. The whole point here is to lower your profile a bit and just avoid becoming a target. And that leads perfectly into step 4, which is basically a digital checkup. Seriously, take 5 minutes today, go through the privacy settings on your social accounts. Who can see your posts? Who can see your friends list? Lock it all down so that only people you actually know and trust can see your stuff. And a non-negotiable tool for this is 2-factor authentication, or 2FA. It's a game changer. With 2FA on, even if someone steals your password, they still can't get in because they need a special code that gets sent only to your phone. It's like having 2 locks on your front door. You should enable it on every single account that offers it. All right, let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle, the very foundation of your security: your devices themselves. Step 5 is all about making sure the basic health of your phone and your laptop is solid. And that brings us to step 5, update your stuff. You know all those update notifications that we love to hit remind me later on? They're not just about giving you new emojis. They almost always contain critical security patches that fix loopholes that hackers are just dying to use. So here's your quick to-do list for this one. Make sure your phone's operating system is current. Same for your laptop. When you see a security patch pop up, don't wait, install it right away. And if you have antivirus software, make sure it's always on and up to date. Think of it as your system's immune system. So there you have it, the 5 practical steps. But, beyond all the clicks and the settings, the most powerful security tool you have is actually your mindset. Your very first and your very best line of defense is just your own awareness. And that mindset can pretty much be summed up in two simple phrases: stay alert and stay cautious. It just means being mindful every time you're online of what you're clicking, what you're sharing, and who you're talking to. But being alert isn't quite enough. You also have to prioritize it. Digital security can't be an afterthought. It has to be a conscious choice you make every single time you log on. Because what this all boils down to really is you. The power is completely in your hands. Your online safety isn't up to someone else. It's a direct result of the habits you build and the steps you decide to take, starting right now. So, you've got the toolkit now. You know the 5 steps that can make a huge difference in your security. The only question left is, are you ready to use them?